Hey Chapelhill kids, I'm Jenna and I'm so glad to be here with you guys today. If you were here last week, you know that we're training for an all-out, all-in, epic, blow-your-mind kind of race. Now training like a race for this takes commitment. Commitment is making a plan and putting it into practice. Today we'll dive right into some physical training. We have a couple contestants ready to train with some friendly competition. They'll be competing through a series of physical challenges. Hey, try these challenges at home too. All right, it is time for our epic challenge. We have the blue team. Give it up for the blue team. And we have the red team. Give it up for the red team. They will be competing in an epic challenge today, testing their muscles. First, we're gonna start with bicep curls. Then we'll move on to an epic thumb battle. And last, they'll compete on the ninja line. Cheer on your favorite team. Are you guys ready?
Oh yeah!
Let's do this! All right, it's tiebreaker time. We've got the blue team versus the red team, and each one of them have 1 point. So they're going to compete in the ninja line. Whoever makes it the furthest, the fastest, wins today. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
Are you ready? Let's do this.
Searching, your love was never far. You made a way to get to me. You were the whisper leading me to your heart. Forever I belong to you. Now I can see clearly, my God, you for me. You won't let go. Your love won't let me down. And I know it's true. Yeah, I know that your love is all around. I believe in you, holding on to you, holding on, and I know you will never listen as I pray. You leave the 99 for me. You paint the sky with promises of your grace. So I will find my way to you. Now I can see clearly, my God, you for me. You won't let go. Your love won't let me down. And I know it's true. Yeah, I know that your love is all around. I believe in you, holding on to you, holding on, and I know you will never fail. I want all of you, you never change. Your love won't let me down. Love won't let me holding on, and I know you will never fail. I want all of you, you'll never change. Your love won't let me down. Love won't let me.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 24 through 29.
After Jesus was baptized and spent time alone in the wilderness, He returned to Galilee. There, He began teaching and gathering His disciples. Great crowds began to follow Jesus everywhere He went. So one day, He climbed up a mountainside and sat down to teach His closest friends. Many others showed up to listen.
You are the light of the world.
This is quite the sermon.
On the mount.
Jesus shared all kinds of wisdom about the way God wants us to live. He finished with a vivid word picture.
So then, everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man.
If Jesus gave us this example today, it might sound something like this. There were once two men who got an excellent deal on fabulous beachfront lots. One wise.
What of you?
And one, well, foolish.
Ooh, now I can swim with the sharks before breakfast.
They both drew up plans for their dream home, but the wise man surveyed his property carefully.
Better build back from the beach a little. Looks like we've got solid rock up here for the foundation.
The foolish man had other ideas.
I want one of those amazing beach cottages where the fish swim right up to your door.
But both men got to work. The wise man met with the builder for his new home.
I'd suggest steel beams.
Can you bolt them directly into the rock?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Let's go.
The foolish man, once again, had other ideas.
I like to think of my home as a work of art. Build it only out of things you find on the beach. Driftwood, shells, dried seaweed.
You want me to build you a house out of seaweed?
You can braid it or something.
I'd suggest something more durable for the foundation, like a rock.
Don't be so stuffy. We're creating art.
Well, okay.
At last, the two homes were complete. The wise man moved into his home high up on the rock.
Good book, fresh lemonade, salty sea breezes. I'm all set.
The foolish man moved into his house right on the beach.
Seaweed thatching, exquisite driftwood posts, shell columns. I am a true artiste.
Within a short time, dark clouds began to form on the horizon.
Looks like I better pull down the storm windows.
Oh, goody. I can enjoy the gentle rain on my driftwood porch while communing with the fish at my doorstep.
The winds began to pick up. Raindrops spattered against the shore. High on the rock, gale force winds battered the wise man's home, but it stood strong and sturdy. On the beach, though, waters began to rise.
Yippee! I get to have one of those tropical huts with the water underneath. Yeah!
The winds and waves beat against the foolish man's house.
Where did I put my magic rainbow Cinderella? I'm just gonna get out of here.
The waves sucked away the sand beneath the house, and the wind whipped against the tipsy driftwood frame, and the entire structure collapsed. The foolish man stood drenched on the beach, staring at the remains of this house.
Oopsie.
On the mountainside, Jesus explained exactly what it all meant.
So then, everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man. He builds his house on the rock. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house, but it does not fall. But everyone who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man. He builds his house on sand. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house, and it falls with a loud crash.
The crowd listening to Jesus stared in amazement.
He teaches with authority, like he's really in charge.
Yeah, nothing like the other teachers.
Jesus had spent the entire day explaining the way God wants us to live. His closing word picture made it clear. Anyone who puts the teaching of Jesus into practice builds their life on a foundation that will always stay solid, no matter what storms may come.
Wow, I'm so grateful that we can hear from God whenever we want to. It's amazing that God has given us the Bible so that we can learn and grow to know Him better every single day. The Bible helps us hear what's true, and it reminds us of what's important. It even shows us the things that we might need to change. It helps us make the wise choice in lots of the different situations that we might face in life. Hearing from God by reading His Word is a very important part of our training plan. Remember, practice hearing from God. You can read the Bible for yourself any day of the week, or you might like to read a devotional that helps you understand what you're reading. You can read it by yourself or with a parent, or maybe even with an older brother or sister or someone else you trust. We've got an awesome Bible verse to read together today. It's this month's memory verse in 1 Timothy 4:8. Say it with me. Training the body has some value, but being godly has value in every way. It promises help for the life you are living now and the life to come. Well done. There are lots of ways that we can train in being godly. It's like what Jesus says, hearing God's words and putting them into practice. What are some ways that you can do that this week? This sounds like a great group discussion to me. Take some time today and talk about it with someone you trust. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We love you guys so much and hope you have an awesome week as you practice hearing from God. See ya.